Alright, hello. So for your realistic project, I'm going to be showing you guys some tools and maybe some techniques and how you can get some really cool effects within Pixlr. Now, some of this is from my knowledge from Photoshop, but Pixlr and Photoshop are quite similar, and I'm just going to work off based off what I know. And so for you guys, what I'll be working on for in this video is it's called blend mode. The blend mode is basically when you change an image properties, and it's kind of like adding a filter on an image by itself. So this will make more sense as I go along. I'll only be showing you a few because the biggest takeaway in here is that in blend mode you guys will be experimenting on how to use these properties. All right. So let's try. All right, we're gonna use tree bark. This is my image for tree bark, and this is the hand. Here I got from Usplash. And this one's just straight from the internet. Don't copy. Obviously, I'm just going to use this for example, but for here, it's just going to help make more sense as I move forward from here. All right, so here's my layer, tree bark. Now here's blend mode. Now let's say I change it to multiply, right? Notice how the entire image is completely changed. So multiply is basically where the image itself, I'm just moving around just so you guys can get kind of like an idea of what I'm trying to be talking about. So when you change it to multiply, what basically happens here is that in multiply is that it kind of makes the image itself, the one I'm selecting right now, go in and outside of the original image. So if I made this bigger, it's kind of like a screen. You can see through it, through the cracks of the highlights of the tree bark, right? So let's go back to none. Just look at the lights right here. Go to multiply. Look at that. Alright, so the next one I'll be showing you is overlay. Overlay is one of my personal favorites because it creates texture. Like if you have a very texture-based image like this tree park here, you can make things that are like plain and a solid image into something that's going to be like I said, like more textured, right? So for this hand, let's try looking at the hand for right now. Let's make it bigger. So now this hand has like textures of wood on it. Now if I really want to be fancy with it, I can just select, let's go back to the hand, and let's say I want to magic wand this. I want to select the hand, additional, select the hand, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna go over through this really quick. Alright, cool. That's good enough, I guess. So let's see, select, invert select. Let's see, erase everything I don't necessarily need. So let's go here. Oops, I didn't click on the right image. I'm going back to my tree bark. Go here, blah 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 blah, and yeah, let's just leave it at that point right now. Now if I deselect it, I deselect the tree bark based off of the mode, the blend mode, change the property and how you look at the image, right? Because if I simply used, let's say none, right, it's just a silhouette of the hand. But if I just change the opacity, notice how like it changes the entire property of the image itself. It changes the lights and the darks, and it's also just trying to make the image opaque. What these blend modes does, so let's move it all the way to 100%. If these blend modes, let's go back to overlay. With these blend modes, basically what happens is that it's trying to combine both an image that is itself and image that is behind it. So this just creates this effect, right? So let's go back to, let's see, I'm taking away the blending. Let's go transform. Oh, whoops. There we go. Yep. Let's go to, yeah, there we go. So let's go to another one. And let's go luminosity. This is one of my favorites. I can't really necessarily explain it to you. You guys are gonna need to actually like experiment with this one. Um, Basically, what happens is it basically tries to like, um, it's kind of the opposite of what I just showed you. It's more so used for the background, as you can see from the left side here. On something that's an object, it's gonna be hard because it already has its texture, right? Um, but it's more so used for background situations. So yeah. Now let's try. Let's see. I'll try one more. Soft light. Soft light is kind of like um, overlay. Let's see, try overlay. See, not much of a difference. Soft light, as it's presented, it's like a soft light that's on the image, right? So it just tries to take away some of the lights from the image itself, so it makes the layer itself more lighter, and it goes back to the principle of, adding an image behind it, but also keeping the integrity of the image itself. So that's what soft light does, right? So the biggest takeaway I would tell you guys in this video overall is just experiment with blend mode. Your surrealistic project, this might be very helpful for you to create an effect to adding texture into an image. If you have any questions in class or outside of class, either go look it up through YouTube, or if not in class, ask me a question. I can probably answer it pretty well. All right. So in the next video, I'll be talking about filters right here, and we'll be only going through just a couple of them, just so it's like some techniques you can learn for your surrealistic projects. All right. So that's all I got, and see you next video.